Hey everyone, Genome here, coming at you with the next episode in my Star Trek The Next Generation review series. Today, if you'll notice behind me, I'm going to be going over the episode Where No Man Has Gone Before. This may be going a little out of order. I'm not sure if The Last Outpost is next. It's hard to tell on the... I should have looked it up on IMDb a little earlier. I was going by the DVD set numeration, so that's kind of why it's going this order. Also, in this video, I accidentally call this one Lonely Among Us, but I'm actually reviewing Where No One Has Gone Before, so I just want to give you that little preface there to let you know what was going on. But, yep, the series shall continue, and hopefully I can keep getting about one of these a week out there, but they take a little while to do, so you know how it goes. Anyway, all excuses aside, and bad nomenclature, I appreciate the view, and stay tuned for my review coming up now. Hey everyone, Genome here, coming at you with the next episode in my Star Trek The Next Generation review series. So this is the series where I take a look back at every episode in Star Trek The Next Generation and see if it holds up to my vaunted memories of old, of my super fanboyism when I was growing up watching this show. So, I've been through about, 5 or 6 episodes so far in the review series and working our way up to Lonely Among Us. So the next episode in the series I like a lot more than the previous ones. There's some interesting facets built up by some of the characters here, but it does set up Wesley as kind of the, what do they call them, the Jesus of Star Trek, I believe. He is really an excellent plot device, because anything you need the ship to do or the crew to do, he can fit right in there to give the answer, because he's some sort of superior intellect mind, not just genius level, but he exudes time and space out of his ears instead of wax. I don't know, but they write him kind of like that. So yeah, he is the Ubermensch of the series. So anyway, Lonely Among Us. So I'm going to give a brief synopsis of the plot here, or the episode, and then I'll give you my thoughts on the show afterwards. So basically, the gist of this story is extreme speed, and by that I mean there is a very, very, very cocky and full of himself Starfleet engineer or theoretician.
I don't think you understand. This has already been approved by Starfleet Command.
But it hasn't been approved by the chief engineer, or by me.
I didn't know that was necessary.
Now you do.
Who is tasked to coming to the Enterprise to increase their warp efficiency. And he's been doing this all over the fleet to great success. He brings with him a very almost silent protagonist, an alien being from Tau Ceti? We come out and find out later his name is the Traveler, right? But instantly takes a liking to Wesley. He noticed something from Wesley, I think because Wesley is looking at a warp field that he's building, and he understands it.
It might work better this way. Yes.
Even though he's doing something a little bit wonky, and then Wesley goes in there and corrects it a little bit, so he knows something special about this kid here. But anyway, so the super, super arrogant freaking Starfleet theoretician or warp cell or warp specialist, I don't know what he is, engineer, we'll just call him engineer from now. He comes on board and he's just steamrolling everybody.
Explainable.
I am saying I'm not a teacher, nor do I wish to become one. I have neither the inclination nor the time.
And he's actually, I don't know, I like the caricature. He is so unbelievably over the top.
Space and time. You are trained in the system. You go in a straight line, competent, yes, perhaps even innovative in a minimalist sort of way.
In his chutzpah, that you got to respect the acting of this, even though it's not exceptionally done. It's good. It's a good role. This is a guy who has obviously been coddled by Starfleet because of the results he gets. He was probably really shy and mild-mannered before that, but he got a little taste of power, and he begins to act like this.
Would you get on the auxiliary panel, please? In order to save time, my assistant is going to lay in my base formulas more rapidly than any human being possibly could, even myself. So,
it's not unheard of in this world, so it's good to see that Trek can put out such flawed characters even in Starfleet.
coming, Riker?
Commander Riker will join you in a moment.
So that's kind of a nice, refreshing change. Well, he starts to put in his calculations, which everyone agrees is rubbish.
It's the specs Kaczynski sent us. In my opinion, sir, they're gibberish.
Sir, we put Mr. Kaczynski's specs into the computer and ran a controlled test on them. There was no improvement in engine performance.
Including the part-time lead engineer. We haven't really settled on one for the first season at all. In fact, I don't think we do till season 2 when Geordi takes over. I think it's season 2. He puts in what is supposed to be gibberish and not supposed to do anything. All of a sudden, the Enterprise takes off like a bat out of hell, as Geordi says in a later episode.
Captain, we're passing Warp 10.
And they wind up basically in another galaxy. They just overshoot one galaxy and wind up in another one.
Position, Mr. LaForge.
Well, sir, according to these calculations, we've not only left our own galaxy, but passed through 2 others, ending up on the far side of Triangulum.
Well, while this is happening, the Traveler is kind of phasing in and out. He's grabbing one of the consoles, so obviously there's something going on with this guy, right? And Wesley sees this. Didn't just know it from his knowledge, but he sees it with his own eyes. But this is one of the episodes where they establish no one listens to Wesley because he's a kid, and he tries to tell people many times what he saw, and no one will give him 2 seconds to say anything.
Excuse me, Commander Riker. I don't think he did this. I think that it was...
Wes. Standing.
You know, he's obviously a bright kid, right? He's allowed in all these areas, but he's not allowed to say anything to anybody. Now, I realize since he's a kid and in a crisis situation, there's no time for him. But they were in these areas for quite a while, and he could have spoken. He just kept talking and kept shutting his mouth, or quit shutting his mouth, for the good of the crew. But anyway, so yes, the Traveler's behind all this. So basically, the new stuck-up engineer is tasked to remove them back, or send them back home. So he says, okay, I can do it again.
This is a moment in history, right here, right now, and your names will be forever linked with mine.
So they do it again. And we can see this first trip has kind of weakened the Traveler. He's not feeling too well, right?
Can I do something to help? I can call my mother. She's a doctor.
No, there's nothing she can do.
But he agrees to go help out because he knows the other guy, he'll be outed if he's not there. So for this reason, which is really strange, he goes above and beyond. He shoots them beyond, the universe?
But where is this place?
Where none have gone before.
Into completely... I don't know how the word for it is. It's like a magical realm where thought becomes reality.
Instead of returning to our own galaxy, the Enterprise has gone forward to a place in the universe which is uncharted and unknown.
And it's strange. There's no stars or anything around there. So basically in proto-universe, I don't know what it is, but for some reason he didn't take them back to where they started from. He took them all the way over here. And in doing so, basically is killing the guy. So he's so weak from this that he collapses or whatever, and he's brought away. But Wesley stays by his side because those two have joined a bond. And even Will Riker's like, the boy seems to have grown attached to him. He's like, my name is Will, Commander Riker. And he stands up for himself.
You may want him here before we're done, sir. He seems to have developed some sort of special attachment to the boy.
My name is Wesley, Commander Riker.
He knows. We all know.
Dig that part, because Riker only tells him the boy whenever when like Picard or others are around, so it is kind of lame when he pulls stuff like that. But anyway, we have to get back home, and they'll never get back home. The first place they they traveled to, they were like 300 miles.
Data, what distance have we traveled?
2,700,000 light years, sir.
Or 300 years at high warp to get home.
And I calculate that at maximum warp, sir, it would take over 300 years to get home.
And this one, they can't even calculate it because they don't have a star fix or anything. So they need the Traveler or they're all doomed in this place. So yes, they rouse the Traveler. Thanks, Beverly, for giving him some uppers. And he goes back and mans the console. And basically, they go home. And after that, the Traveler disappears. But is he dead? We'll find out much later in the series. So, yeah, that's where No Man Has Gone Before. They did use the tagline there in the title, and but it was kind of fitting in this one because no man before or since had been there, right? At least in the series that I know of. So this is a much, 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 much better episode than basically all the ones that preceded it. It's got exploration going on there. It's got the crew kind of working together to solve a problem pretty well. It's got a mysterious element in the Traveler alien. That's kind of nice.
Don't ever say that again, especially not at your age in a world that's not ready for such dangerous nonsense.
Once again, the danger is not so much like a Klingon battlecruiser or a Romulan warbird, right? Getting ready to destroy the ship. This is a more existential threat of time. Basically, time is the enemy now. We are so far away from home that it would take multiple lifetimes to get home, even with our amazing, Warp 9 capabilities or whatever.
Our present position puts us at over 1 billion light years from our galaxy.
So that's kind of cool. I like shows where the enemy is not always so clear cut. Despite Wesley's, a lot of people don't like Wesley in the show. I'm not a huge fan, but I like some of his stuff. They did set him up very well in this. It started making a little more sense of why he was so good at all the technical stuff, like the adults were better than them, because the Traveler saw something in this kid, right? He's a special super genius.
That space and time and thought aren't the separate things they appear to be?
That's really rare. He likened him to Mozart, basically. As Mozart was in music, Wesley is to warp field dynamics and time and travel and all that good stuff.
Wesley is such a person, not with music, but with the equally lovely intricacies of time, energy, propulsion.
But he doesn't know that yet, and he tasked Picard to kind of help nurture Wesley so he can grow into his talents naturally. This is kind of cool. This actually sets up why Wesley is allowed to be on the bridge and to become an acting ensign and all that. So yeah, there's a lot of character development in this episode. Picard seems generally concerned about the welfare of his crew and ship in this. Like I said, I wish I remembered his name off the top of my head, but the arrogant engineer commander, he's hilariously served his humble pie at the end.
What did you do?
It wasn't him. It never was. It was his assistant.
What are you talking about?
Kaczynski wasn't the one controlling the warp experiment.
It was me.
The equations he punched in were nonsense.
And then he still never really owns up to his mistakes, and I wonder what happened to his career afterwards, but... yes, there's a lot of good stuff. There's a lot to like in this one. The Traveler is really well played too. I liked him. He has really otherworldly, not so much otherworldly, but a kind of a soft background character vibe to him, as he's supposed to be in The Employ. But he's really the guy pulling the strings of what's happening.
I have certain abilities. They give me a knowledge of propulsion. I've been trading this for passage.
But he's wonderfully underplayed, and you can tell the character himself wouldn't have any vanity about what he can do. He just wants to travel. Unfortunately, he's bringing everyone with him. It's like, couldn't you just get a shuttlecraft and do the same thing? But anyway, I digress. So anyway, a much better episode than the ones before. And this one's going to start getting a really good rating from me. I mean, I don't really have a star rating or anything. I guess I could say if I was going to give this a 5-star rating, I'd give this one about 3. So definitely worth a watch. I'd rewatch this one again with no hesitation. And I don't always say that with some of the first, the first season and second season stuff. It's pretty hard to find episodes like that.
No, it's too cruel.
So anyway, yeah, not too bad at all, and gives me some hope for the near future. So anyway, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more review content, including music, movies, video games, comic books, chess, I don't know, and more Star Trek, of course. So, like I said, just be on the lookout for that and new stuff up in the upcoming future. So anyway, thanks again for watching, and until next time, this is Gino, just wanting to go where no man has ever gone before.